What's going on, everybody? This is Warren Dews. I'm the publisher of the Greenville Pioneer and the Ravenna News Herald. I'm here today with a new friend of mine that I met not too long ago. Now, pronounce your name again. I want to make sure I get your name correct. Pronounce it for me.
Sure. Good morning, Warren. My name is Jonna, John with an A, Palmer.
Jonna, like, where's that name come from, Jonna? Like,
Well, my grandfather's name was John, and I guess I was supposed to be a boy. So back in the 60s, my aunt was watching an Ivory soap commercial, and I guess there was a young girl on the commercial, and her name was Jonna, and she shared it with my mom.
okay. Well, tell us who
That
who
is the
you.
story.
That's a great story. I knew it had. I thought it had something to it, but I was like, I wanted to hear from you, Jonna. I love that. So tell me the
Thank
name of
you.
your company and who you're with.
Sure. The name of my company is the Anatriello Agency, and we have been housed in Ravenna, New York since 1961.
What? How many years is this over? What, 60?
1961.
Yeah.
My dad started the business in 61. He was in the insurance industry prior to that. I kind of say that he was part of the Rat Pack because there were about 4 or 5 of them that started with travelers together, and then they all spread out and started their own agencies. And my dad started his agency in 61 in the home, and he was grandfathered in until, till the time he passed. We kept it in the home, and it continues to be a family-run agency. And we did move it out of the home after he passed in 2016.
I mean,
But it's still in Ravenna.
yeah, that is crazy. So let me ask you the question. Number one, what do you think kept you around this long? Let's not even talk about the COVID situation. Just in general, for a business to be around since 1961, you had to be doing something right.
You have to be a diehard at heart. There's a passion that comes with this when you have your own business. My father was always very passionate about it, and I, over the years, have become passionate about it. I have to say, growing up, because the business was started the year I was born. So growing up, I can't say I was passionate about it. We would come home from school and there was the filing pile, and we went straight to the filing pile because my father was a one-man operation and we did the filing. So back in those days, no, I was not passionate about it, but I have grown to be passionate about it and passionate about serving the community that we live in.
So what made
Yeah,
you
living here, being here, our clients being our family, we mostly serve the people in this community. And we stretch out from there as well because my dad was bred in Mechanicville. So there's an older population. I don't mean as an age, but an older connection to the Mechanicville community.
So let me ask you, there was a question that someone asked me to ask. There was a sign outside your building or something? Is there, what is that all about?
Yes. So we started with a sandwich board during COVID because, during COVID, we've stayed open. We're very fortunate and grateful that we've been able to stay open as an essential business. However, we haven't always been able to keep our door unlocked. So also we've been fortunate to be able to do business via phone, email, and snail mail, however we can. So we've stayed true to that. We felt like during COVID, it was a way still for people to see us and maybe just lighten the day and put some kind of quote on for the day or some fun fact. We thought that it would be something good to lighten the day for people because it's been a tough time for everybody. And so we're just thought we'd try to keep doing our piece in that way in the community.
Now, you said something earlier. You said, you were not passionate in the beginning, but you are now. And I'm just going to assume, I'm just going to give an assumption. You kind of said you were coming home. It was kind of, forced on you. Your father was doing this. It was something that was probably a pain in your neck. You're like, I don't want to be, do that. And now
Exactly.
Look at you smiling. Now it seems like it's part of your bloodstream,
It is.
How,
It is.
Tell me when you think that switch happened.
Uh, it definitely well, I started with my dad in 1987. So it was and I started with him. I tell the story that I started with him because I didn't want to work after I had my first child.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful what you wish for. He was very good to me throughout the years, raising my family, our family, my husband and I, our family. And, you know, that's just something that becomes a part of you as the years go by. And I'd say even more so in the past 5 to 6 years, and even more so since he's been gone, because he was always the patriarch of the business. And of course, now the matriarch of the business. And when you're not the true head of the business, you're sheltered from things that you have to do. And so when you are now head of the business, you're no longer sheltered from that, and you just need to do it. And there's many people out there that I admire that do it, and they just take the bull by the horns and they do it. From doing and realizing what my father has done throughout the years and why he has done it, that has given me more passion. Actually, since he's been gone, it's made me appreciate him more for what he did and given me more passion in what we do today.
So now you say what you do here. Tell me everything your company does. If I was just walking up the street and saw your sign, how can you help me in what part of my life? What do you do?
We provide service in the insurance industry. So insurance equates to protection of everything you have worked so hard for, all of your assets. So our job here is to protect you and to service you after we have, quote, sold you something to protect you. So we provide insurance for property and casualty, all lines, personal and commercial lines of insurance.
So here's a question that I just thought of. Like, tell me a story when you had to go to somebody and give them a check because something happened in their life that they wasn't ready for, but because you were there with this check, because they had insurance with you, you changed their lives or supported their lives in that time of need.
Okay. Honestly, we experienced, I say we experienced, our clients experienced, but we experienced along with them. And I don't mean to make light of what they go through, but we experienced more fire losses in the past 5 years than we have, I believe, in combination throughout the past 60 years. We do not actually deliver the checks anymore. We used to. I want to say about 25 years ago, we did deliver a check. It was overnighted to us. Now what the insurance companies do, they really do. They're on it. I can't say enough about the insurance companies this year and how they've reached out to our clients through COVID. But I have seen them deliver money in the way of a debit card,
Okay.
writing it, a claims adjuster personally delivering it on the spot that day. I did have opportunity to, for my very first time, 4 years ago, I'd say Saturday, 4 years ago Saturday, it was the night of our Anatriello Agency Christmas party, and I saw the news the next day, and we had a client that, thank God, and we say thank God, in the past 5 years when we've had more fires than ever, everyone has gotten out safely. So that's the main thing. But it was my first opportunity to actually visit a site and walk through it, and it really humbles you, and it humbles you. Being grateful for life and being grateful for what we have, and that actually was another turning point for me.
Okay.
Through this piece of property that was not repairable, and they lost everything. But again, they didn't lose their lives. So that was, and they did not get hurt. So that was the main thing.
So we had talked earlier. What was you want to share something with me? You wanted to show me something?
Yes, I do. So when we did move outside of the home, we were in the home for 5 years doing business, and that was a blessing to be able to do it that way. But we took the next step 4 years ago, and we moved outside of the home onto some shop space on Main Street. And we did come up with our mission statement at that time, which we try to stay true to. And our mission statement is, we dedicate our work at this office to our founder and mentor, Guy J. Anatriello. May we show kindness as we serve and protect this community, keeping him always in remembrance through all we do at Anatriello Agency, Inc. So this is hanging on the wall. And we try to look up at it and take note of it and remind ourselves some days of why we do things.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that.
So one of the things that as you know, I'm the publisher of the Greenville Pioneer and the Ravenna News Herald. So I deal with a lot of businesses back and forth. And in our Greenville market, you got a business that was a G&H that's been there over 100 or something years, G&H Lumber. You got, I think it's Thunderheart, the golf course. They've been there over 100 years.
It's amazing.
I'm realizing there's so many businesses that's been around for those, for that long. You have to be doing something right, and you have to be doing things where the community just makes the decision that they're going to continue to give their business to you, because you wouldn't be around without your customers, your clientele.
Absolutely.
Here's my question.
Thank you for saying that. I think there's another piece that feeds into that, and I just didn't think of that until you just mentioned these other businesses that are around for 100 years. The businesses that are around for that long, you have to have perpetual generations a part of it. So you have to have those generations of family really that are staying with that business, staying in the community, and staying true to the business, and again, being passionate about serving in that business. So, I admire those businesses that have been around that long, which is much longer than us. And we've been around a long time, but that's much longer than us. And it sounds as though they must have generational, families, generations of their family that are continuing that business. So
that was going to be my question, was your advice on families doing that, keeping the business in the family. You just answered it. I mean, you have to have people, and I'm not even talking about bloodline, but people that's a part of your family, either real close friends or, a nephew or a niece, whatever, that right. Has to be passionate about it. So that's your answer.
And it's priceless. Yeah. It's, I have to say it was priceless for me to be able to work 30 plus years with my dad. That was priceless. And I have to say, if I would give anyone advice, a young person that had an opportunity to go into business with a parent, I would tell them, go for it. Can't replace something like that. It's priceless.
So you mentioned
you are mentored, ultimately mentored.
You mentioned that you and your husband are raising your family. So I would assume you have a family. You have
we
children.
Have raised our family, and we have raised our family. Yes.
Okay. Are they interested in the business?
Not at this time.
Okay.
You never know.
Mm. No, I understand. It's just
I
amazing.
stay hopeful.
It's just amazing for you to be around that long. So my couple of last questions. We're coming to the end. You kind of answered this question already, why insurance is important, but why is it? Why is insurance important? I mean, you have sales pitch and things you have to tell people the reasons why, but I haven't known you for 10 years. I've known you for a couple of weeks, right. And I see in your heart that you believe in what you sell and what you do. Absolutely. Why is insurance important? Why is it so important?
A service is a hard thing to sell, and we try not to say that we sell. We try to say that we service here because that is what's in our heart to do. Um, uh, Again, the service, something that's not tangible, is something that's hard to sell and something that's hard for someone to spend money on. I see it, but of course, uh, my opinion's a little tainted because I am in the industry, but I just see the word that replaces insurance is protection. So again, we work so hard. We work so hard by the time we retire at most, and we work so hard for what we have, and to lose that in an instant just doesn't make any sense. And the way we can protect it is we all put our money in this pool. And this pools are insurance companies, and the insurance companies, they pay those losses for covered losses at the time of a loss so that you are not devastated at the time of a loss. And that would be any property assets that you may have, as in a house or house fire, as well as you also want to protect your monetary and your property assets in the event that you are sued for something that was, of course, not intentional. But, we do live in a society that does tend to sue sometimes, so we need to protect ourselves in that way as well.
So here's my other question. How has COVID changed your business?
Okay. Again, we've been very fortunate. So we have been able to stay working. We have been able to continue to service our clients. It has changed things for us. The biggest piece that it's changed for us is that we are not meeting with our clients face to face as much. And that's typically what we like to do. We like to meet with them face to face. But for safety purposes, of course, most times we're not doing that. We're doing most by phone and email. We've had to lock our door here and there. We did have to lock our door through about the middle of June, until we were told that we could open. The companies, again, I think I mentioned earlier in our conversation that the companies have been so giving in this. And, we've seen New York State come through with some things, giving opportunity to clients that if they have issues making payments on their insurance, there's some opportunity there that we can provide to our clients through the insurance companies. They're the ones providing that. They're providing payment plans or whatever, if they've been impacted by COVID. Again, I think we've been fortunate. So
I guess my question is more geared to this.
We've seen a lot of home sales because that, a lot of people selling, a lot of people buying.
I'm also in real estate, so I definitely see you there. And I know I have one of our clients, Deb Dana. She's in Greenville, and she's been telling us the market is just going crazy. But yes. I guess my question about the COVID thing is more in this vein. And let me explain to you. I am 50 years old. I'm going to be 51 in January. I have 3 kids, and so when COVID started happening in March, you heard that, someone passed 90 years old, someone passed 87 years old, someone passed 70 something years old. But then when you started hearing 47, 35, 50, it started hitting me more. I'm like, oh my goodness, then I had a friend that was on a ventilator for 7 weeks. And, so here's my point.
I'm so sorry.
He's alive. He's alive, doing well. He was in the hospital for 6 months and he's doing well. Here's my point though. When the ages started hitting close to my age, it really got me thinking, like, if I got COVID and died, what would the life of my children be without leaving something behind? So that's what has COVID changed the mind of the people that you were trying to explain a service to before?
I have not experienced that.
Okay.
Truly. But what you did bring to mind when you just shared your story is, we know everyone is experiencing this, is some weeks what we're experiencing here is just true sadness. And
Mhm.
you have some weeks here where we'll say, "Ah, it's just a sad," because we hear that our clients are going through things like you just shared. And so, you have to pick yourself up and be grateful, and be grateful that we can be a part of their lives through it. Um, but that's the same thing that everyone is experiencing right now on different.
So, so we're coming to a we're coming to an end. I want to ask you a couple
Okay.
other questions. So, number one, why should people choose your company? Because there's a lot of insurance companies around. Why should they choose you?
Well, we would love to be a part of their lives, walk them through it, and help service them and protect them.
Awesome, awesome. So, how can people reach you? What's your phone number, your address, all those things?
Thank you. So you may reach us by phone at 518-756-2877. You may visit our website at www.anatrielloagency.com, and I'll spell that ANATRIELLO agency.com. Or you are welcome to email me, Jonna, JOHNA at anatrielloagency.com.
Well, Jonna, I appreciate your time. All that information you gave will be on the link when I post this wonderful thing. Everyone, once again, this is Warren Dews, publisher of the Greenville Pioneer and the Ravenna News Herald. We do these types of things called Get to Know for all of our advertisers, and we're going to be doing more of these under the umbrella of community conversations. I look forward to talking to all of you again, and I thank you for this wonderful business for taking the time to talk to us. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, Warren. Everyone be well. Appreciated. Much appreciated.